guys, happy Wednesday, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a lovely day. I hope the middle of your week is going well and you're excited for a brand new speed build today. So we are working on a kind of different build for today. This is for my save file. This is not for any story in particular, this is just for fun, and I just wanted to have a chill, I was going to say Sunday, but it wasn't Sunday, it was Monday. A chill Monday. It was bank holiday here in the UK, so everyone was off work, so I did spend it making some builds for you guys. I didn't post a video, so I thought I would at least work on some content. So this is for my save file. Like I said, it's going to probably take me goodness knows how long, because I am going to redo every single world, and eventually I will have a file that is just of my builds for you guys to use, which of course, hopefully, anyway, that you guys would be excited about. So this is one of those houses. This is kind of like a medium kind of build. This is quite small for me. I don't do amazingly with these smaller builds because I'm just not used to them. That's not to say that I can't do them, it's just not something that I'm regularly used to, I suppose. So this home in particular is for two grandparents and their adult daughter, who isn't a young adult, she is an adult, and her little boy, who is a toddler. Now, little bit of a backstory. This woman, the mother of the little one, she has had a tough time. She was in a very toxic relationship and she left him, and now she's moved back in with her parents, much to her dismay. Her and her mother don't get on the best, so she doesn't really like being here. Her and her dad have a really good relationship. They're like best buddies, always have been, but her mum is quite a difficult individual, so they haven't always got along. She is trying her best for the sake of her son, but it's quite a challenging household, shall we say. So we do have a toddler living here. He is about 2 years old, and the mum is, I'd say, like, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s, and the grandparents are like 70s-ish. I don't know. That was kind of the vibe. So this is the grandparents' house, but this is the mother's childhood home. So she does still have her teenage bedroom. So we do have a little bit of a backstory here. So the room is very much set for a teenage girl, even though she is literally like nearly 40, if not 40. Her parents have never changed the room. The mother wanted to rent it out and the dad wouldn't let her. Kind of that situation. So it is quite a fun little storyline, if you ask me. So I hope you guys like it. I definitely had fun building this, but like I said, I'm so not used to doing these like cute little houses anymore that it is taking me a bit of time to get back into them. If you've got any suggestions of type of styles that you'd like to see, do let me know. I'm open to anything, but as you guys know, suburban homes are my favourite. And I just really like this particular style. I just think they're cute and cozy and they're quite realistic. Not necessarily for here in the UK, but they're very American style. I never see houses like this in Britain, which is kind of funny because I never make British style houses, because American houses are just like dolls' houses and they excite me more. So anywho, we are now just working on some of the exterior. I wasn't really sure what I wanted, to be honest. Whenever I start a build, I'm always a bit like, don't know where I'm going with this. It just kind of comes together as we go along, so do bear with me. I have got a little bit better with the colour schemes, but colour schemes of the wallpaper and the windows, not my fondest moments, but we are getting there. I think the wallpaper is probably the hardest part of a build for me. I don't know why, I always want it to look so aesthetically pleasing, and some days it just doesn't happen, and it's just one of those things. So some days are fine and they look really great, and then other days I'm like, don't love it. This one was a little bit of both. I didn't love it to begin with, but I think it turned out cute in the end, so I'm not really complaining. I do end up changing the floor plan around a little bit. Where we have a bathroom on the left here that's got the arch window, I do end up deleting that room, and I do end up including a bathroom in the little bump out on the left hand side, which is like in the roof, but you can access it from the house. I do make a little corridor, so all is well. Yeah, so this particular home does have 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, so it's not too bad considering it is a fairly small house. It's not tiny, but for me this is definitely on the smaller scale. But I definitely love to know your thoughts on it. Is this a big house for you guys? Is this small? Is this kind of in between? I do find it interesting because my friend, The Sims Days, if you guys know her, maybe you do, she hasn't posted in a little bit though because she is very busy, but she is my bestie and we've been friends since I was 14. and she was 15, 16ish, I think, and we met through Sims Instagram. And anyway, where I was going with this, she has a completely different, not style to me, but just what she deems as like a big house. She definitely does like micro homes and that kind of thing, and she's really good at it, whereas it's not really where I shine. Not that I can't build small homes, you'd think that would be easier than doing big houses, but it's really not. It's a completely different style, it's a different way of laying things out. Managing your space is a lot more difficult. Building massive houses is equally as challenging, but in a different way. So I just find it really interesting how everyone's got like a different style and a different thing that works for them, and I really love knowing what you guys like, enjoy, what you're good at. So do let me know in the comments what kind of size home you like to build. I'm trying to make myself get into these size homes because I really do enjoy them. I just don't think I'm the best at them, so do let me know what you think. I think it's the colour scheme. I think it's the wallpaper on the outside that's throwing me. I think the beige I would change if I was doing it again. I do end up including these shutters because it kind of just added a little bit more of a texture to the walls, but if I was to do it again I probably would change the colour. Also, apologies, there's a loud bike outside, but as usual, can't do much about it. I gotta love it when there's just loud traffic. It's so fun when you're trying to record. Anyway, we're just now finishing up on the exterior, and let me move on to the interior. Now, the interior is quite modern considering it is for an older generation. However, I did kind of imagine that the daughter did have an influence on the style slightly now that she's moved back in. I just think this household's quite fun. I imagine the dad is quite like an old, sophisticated gentleman. He's like very classic old style, wears a suit and tie, and he likes reading the paper, and just a classic old guy kind of vibe, old school. But the mum, she's a little bit more outgoing. She likes going to like clubs, not nightclubs as in like, you know, committees. She's on every sort of like social event. She always puts her name down, whereas the dad is the complete opposite, and he doesn't like being sociable, and it's just kind of like a cute little household. I think the daughter works in some sort of like online, online marketing kind of job, and her little boy is still not in school, of course, but I think he goes to nursery, so he has got some cute little friends he gets to play with, and have some play dates. And obviously the granddad of this house is always very welcoming to the little kids and make sure that they're all entertained and having a good time, so he's just a really nice guy. Whereas the mum is a little bit different, shall we say. She's more interested in her own aspects of life. She doesn't really like being around little kids. She's not very family orientated, shall we say, so she isn't really home that often, which the daughter, the mother of the toddler, is very happy about because they don't get on too well. But the mother of the toddler did have to move back home with her parents because she did get out of a toxic relationship and she didn't have anywhere else to go. So of course her dad was like, come on home, dear. The mum obviously wasn't sad about it, but I don't think she really likes her living here, and especially because she had to change one of the bedrooms into a toddler room. She is just not very fond of little kids. Obviously she loves her grandson, but you know, she doesn't want a screaming kid around the house all the time when she's trying to do her like paperwork for her non-important clubs. But she is obsessed with them, so she prioritises everything other than family. Whereas the dad doesn't. He absolutely adores his daughter and his grandson, so it's just a very contrasting personality, shall we say. But I really like how this turned out. I think this kitchen is adorable in particular. I absolutely love the blue. I just think it's really sweet. And of course the kitchen clutter just makes everything look better. I just think this entire house interior is just gorgeous. So do let me know what you think. I love doing kitchens, guys. I'm obsessed with kitchens. If I could literally just build kitchens all day, I would. I don't know why I love it so much. I just think it's so fun, and it's just really just calm. I just like kitchens. I think my Sims spend a lot of time in the kitchen as well, so that's probably why I like it so much, because I do spend an awful lot of time cooking and baking, and they just always seem to be in the kitchen. Whereas because they're usually working or working on their hobbies, they don't really spend much time in like the living spaces, so I'm less fond of them. I still like building them, but they're not as fun because I feel like they've got a little bit less personality than, say, the kitchen, because they're always in that room. I guess it's like a family room in my mind, I don't know. Also, side note, my hay fever is a lot better. I am now taking a specific nasal spray thing, which is for hay fever, and it has helped, and the fact that it's rained has also helped. So as much as I am a little bit on the snazzy side still, it is a lot better. So that's always good, because it was literally driving me crazy. So the fact that it has calmed down, I can do a voiceover without sounding like I'm holding my nose, is wonderful. There's a few moments where it gets worse and I can't breathe, but overall it's a lot better, so that's always a positive. Gotta focus on the small wins, eh? But yeah, now we're just working on the second room. I didn't really know what to do with this room. I kind of wanted to make it into like a conservatory, so I just put some sofas in here and some like skill items, because I thought, well, at least we can make it cute and cozy. So I did put an easel in here. I thought maybe the dad could do some painting, and I did put a piano in here as well, because I felt like maybe the daughter, when she was younger, liked pianos. Maybe he, like, you know, dusted it up and got it all shiny for her again in case she ever wanted to play. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this room. I tried to put in some clutter and make it feel a bit more lived in, so yeah. I did also put some nifty knitting stuff on the wall, because I thought they were really cute. These cute little like patchwork things, not patchwork, what are they called? Stitch, I can't think what they're called, stitch something. In my gameplay off camera, my sim is obsessed with the stitch stuff. I can't think what it's called, but she is obsessed with it, so I thought I would include it in today's build, because lately I've been using it quite a lot. So yeah, now we're working on the grandparents' room. So this room is quite simple. Like I said, the grandmother is quite an outgoing person, so she doesn't really like clutter, she doesn't really like stuff. She likes her space to be quite tidy. It's quite simplistic in this room. I didn't go over the top. I did give her a TV, but I didn't really give her any clutter, because I kind of felt like her room would be like pristine and she'd have everything in drawers, so I just kind of left it. I did also include some, again, stitch making stuff, because I felt like the granddad was maybe into that, but the grandmother was just no, not feeling it. She just doesn't really like clutter. But I did give her some what is it called, like makeup stuff and a hairdryer, just to make her feel a little bit more lived in. But anywho, moving on, we're now working on the toddler's room. I think this room is super cute. I love how it turned out. I think this room was possibly like a spare bedroom before, or maybe this was where she did her like workouts or something, and now she had to convert it into a toddler room, so she's not exactly the happiest about it. But obviously the granddad was like, of course he's having his own room, we've got a spare room, however long he needs to stay, we're going to decorate it for him, make it feel like his own little room. So they did, of course. So this is the little boy's room, and I think it's adorable. It's so cute. I did have some recording problems when I was doing this. It kept saying my computer storage was full, and I deleted like so many files and it was still going down. I was like, make that make sense. But we managed to film it in the end, so I can't really complain. However, technology sucks sometimes, guys. Anywho, moving on, we're now working on the cute little bathroom in the roof. I did struggle a little bit with this one, because obviously it is in the roof, so it was a little bit of a challenge, but we got it working, and I think it's really cute, and I just really like it, so I hope you guys like it as well. I just think it's a really cute little space, and it's a little bit different than usual, so yeah. It's fully functional, of course. It's not too hard to access, so it's kind of a little bit fiddly, but you guys you'll figure it out. And then moving on to the third bathroom. I do believe that we have 3 bathrooms. Did I say 3? We've got 1 downstairs, and then we've got 2 upstairs, which of course is great. So this is the main bathroom, I suppose you could say. It's quite, you know, like the family bathroom. And then we are working on the final room, which is the daughter's room. Like I said, it's still kind of set up for when she was a teenager. I think that perhaps you got rid of some stuff, but it is kind of teen orientated, because this was the last time she really stayed in here, and her parents never really got rid of like the main bulk of the furniture, so it's all kind of still looking like it did when she was younger, which she doesn't really mind. But you know, it's not really the situation that she wants to be in, living with her parents when she's nearly 40 and with a little boy, but she'll make do. And the most important thing is that she is happy and out of a bad relationship. So I apologise for whistling, that was very high. But we are now on the screenshot, so it means I must go. I appreciate you guys so very much for watching. I really hope you're having a good day. I'm sending you lots of love and positivity, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new speed build. Like always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, share it with a friend, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.